Welcome to Tea with Tori. I'm your host, Tori, and today the tea is hot.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Tea with Tori. I am Tori. If you don't know that, you have been living under a rock. And today I have a very special guest. I have Lete here. Are we going by Alexis today or Lete?
The real name's Alexis Lete, but you can just call me Lete.
I prefer that. That's cool as shit. Right. That's how I met you. I was like, no one has that name. That's so cool. Where did it come from? I know you've probably told me, but I've forgotten by this point.
I think from just growing up as sports. And then when I was in high school, I was kind of had a falling out with my parents. And I was like, oh, I don't even know who I am anymore. And then I went to college and I was like, you know what? I'm going to just shed my old identity and just go by Lete. Because I saw it as Lete is my last name. So it's something that was always going to be there. But Alexis is what my parents chose for me. And Lete is what I'm destined to be.
I feel that.
Yeah.
That's cool as hell.
Such a deeper meaning than I feel like you were thinking was going to be there.
No, because I also feel like, not that Alexis is a basic name, but I've heard it so many times, and you're just so not a basic person. I have never met a single person ever in the world like you, ever since meeting you, before meeting you. So it's to have the name Alexis that I've heard so many people have, it's just does not encompass you as a person.
Yeah. Wow, I feel like that's a huge compliment. Hey.
There's no one like you.
I'm like, oh my god.
You're a snowflake.
Are you trying to date me? Are you a toxic guy?
No, I'm allowed to have girlfriends.
Okay. No, but you know those guys that they're like, oh my god, and they just tell you everything that you want to hear.
Everything you want to hear.
And you're like, actually, that's a red flag nowadays to me.
That's 100% a red flag to me. I was so mean to my boyfriend when I first met him because he was so nice to me. I was like, you have to be playing me.
What'd he say?
He's like, no, you're a queen and you should be treated like a queen. I'm like, you're being so disrespectful. You're just going to come in here and tell me I'm a queen and that I need to be treated like a queen. You think I don't know this?
You think I'm not aware?
I don't know this clearly because I've never made a man treat me like this before. So thank you for knowing this.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Right?
I feel like I had someone do that. I was like, I think I told him, I'm trying to look for something that's wrong with you. And they were like, that's kind of toxic.
It's definitely toxic.
Is that bad?
That's definitely toxic. Well, why were you looking for something wrong? What was your reason?
Because it seemed like he was perfect. And actually, we're going to fast forward to the end.
Did you find something?
I was right. He was lying about a lot of different parts of his life to get me.
That's the shit. That's the shit that really fucks you up. It's the person that's never lie to me, that's on your ass about it. They're always be truthful, never lie to me, I will keep it 100 with you, and then you accuse them of something. They're like, I can't even believe that you would say that about me.
Well, that's called manipulation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Straight up gaslighting. But that's the shit that really fucks with your head, because then you start to not be able to trust yourself because you're like, I believed you.
Listen, it didn't last much longer when that happened. I mean, I was like, nah, I know I'm not crazy here. I know, you're being out of pocket, and it's not going to work for me.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, you've always struck me as a very strong-willed person.
Yeah.
I don't see you as a take shit bitch.
No.
No,
I feel like
you dress up as Wonder Woman. You can't be out here taking no shit.
Exactly. I mean, that's some weird shit too. Anyway, you know what I mean? I got to be open to criticism and opening to not caring what people think. And so whenever I see the red flags, I'm like, I'm going to cut this right now, because I'm not just going to get dragged on to having deeper feelings and deeper connection and then be worse than just okay, next.
100%. They say whatever the first red flag you ignore is the red flag that eventually ends your relationship. And any relationship that I can think of.
I feel attacked.
That's definitely the way it went. The first and I'm not talking about oh, he chews too loud or he snores or some stupid shit like that. I'm talking about oh, that's a real anger issue. And you're maybe he's having a bad day, and it's not a bad day. It's just the first time you see it.
I could say a lot of things right now. It's oh, he just punches a wall. That's common.
Casual.
Okay. I never do this.
Well, it wasn't me.
They were just being too loud. Oh. Okay.
Oh my god.
Let's get started.
Literally. Okay, so what made you want to be a beauty pageant girl?
Oh,
because when I met you, you were wearing snakeskin pants, a bikini top, and you were about to MC the backyard of a Los Feliz celebrity event.
Yes.
So I wanted to know how this transitioned to like pageants in Indiana. Like Indiana too, not even like
Just hearing you say this is,
right?
is comical.
You have to understand, I went from seeing you like on Instagram going to Lollapalooza with me with like fucking space buns in your hair, like Letty on Instagram, to like a sash and Alexis.
Yeah.
I was like, did someone get out her? Like,
Yeah. I like to twerk too, which was
she went from like twerking with me and being like my accomplice in like hot girl activities to like wearing floor length gowns. It was very jarring. I thought she might have been kidnapped. I was like, blink once if they have you captive. Is your mom making you do this?
Yep. Actually, surprisingly, no. I feel like it would be something that she would force me. Actually, in high school, she did force me to enter a pageant.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did enter like some little fair pageant, and I got third. But that was short lived. And I do know how it happened, and I was skeptical at first too. So I started getting signs. I know that you're a spiritual person.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I got one sign when I was walking my first New York Fashion Week. Someone was like, I can see you being a Miss USA. I was like, okay, thanks. Like, I guess it's a compliment. And then when my friend said something about it, I was like, that's so weird. They're like, yeah, my sister was Miss Puerto Rico. Like, I think you should do Miss Indiana. I was like, okay, all of a sudden.
That's random.
And then I was looking for a new roommate in LA. And the least sketchy person on Facebook was this girl that was Miss Alaska USA. And she's like, it will open the door for opportunities. You'll be able to self-brand yourself or brand yourself better. And I was like, okay, I'm interested.
Like three signs now.
So I sent a text to my friend's mom who I knew was in pageantry. Mm-hmm. And she was like, I was just thinking about you. I was like, this is weird. And I was still skeptical. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, maybe the pageant falls at a bad date. Like, maybe I can't go. Yeah. And she's like, well, why don't you just look at the date and see what happens? I'm like, okay, I'll look at the date. It was at the end of the month that my lease in LA was up. And at that point, I went, I was like, fuck, I have to. Like,
God damn it, universe.
I was like, okay, God, like, I don't know why I'm being called to this. I don't know. Like how we're gonna transform this to like this. I honestly like took my notebook, went in the forest, meditated, spent some quiet time, and like, why am I being called to this? Like, what is going on? And I kind of came to the conclusion that maybe I was being called back to be what I wish I had when I was younger. And I won. And it was like so weird. I remember like walking on stage the last time in like the evening gown, oh la la. And it didn't feel like I was walking. It felt like I was being moved. I know it sounds weird.
That's weird. Cool as hell.
And then I won and I was like, oh wow, I read the signs right. Like this was supposed to happen. And now I have to move back to Indiana and figure all this out.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, I was actually like super... not depressed at the beginning, but I was like alone, confused, and jobless. And I didn't have any friends. Like nobody when I moved back. Because I moved back and then I moved 2 hours away to the capital of Indiana.
So like around no one.
Around no one that I knew. And I'm just going to these events. And I was also like living in one of my dad's friends like extra bedrooms in their house. So I was like,
oh my God,
kind of a squatter almost. Like that's what it felt like. I was a squatter. And so I'm like getting all dressed up to go to these events. And the kids are like, oh my gosh, you live in a castle. Are you rich? And I'm like, I'm broke.
Literally.
I don't even have an apartment. Like I have no place of my own. I'm like kind of just going around and I have no friends. So I was like, I just felt imposter
like being
syndrome.
A princess sucks. Don't do it.
Dude, at the beginning it sucked. But once I understood more, and especially after it, like looking back, I was able to actually become the voice I wish I heard when I was younger. And it was so amazing. And we can talk about like maybe one of the what's it called, cosplay stories later, because a kid is actually why I started cosplaying.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, now I need to know the story.
Okay, we're gonna do it right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, roll right into that. Let's go.
I love this story so much.
So if you don't know Letty on the internet, she is Wonder Woman essentially. Like so many freaking videos, the embodiment of Wonder Woman. Like I haven't seen anyone do it quite like her.
Have you seen anyone do it?
Well, you have like Gal Gadot, but like that's fucking
she's,
about it.
She's legit. So.
Literally, that's why I'm like, I haven't seen anyone except like the woman cast as Wonder Woman do it quite as well.
The actual woman.
So please tell me how this came about, because I just remember it just like happening, and I was just like, that seems right.
That's
like, you know, it wasn't surprising to me. I wasn't caught off guard. I wasn't like upset about it. I was like so here for it. I'm like, that seems so fitting, and I hope that like one day you play like young Wonder Woman or some shit. Like,
I do too. That's honestly one of the goals. I'm like, you never know who's gonna see your social media.
No,
like,
not at all. Everyone's on social media.
The crazy thing is, I had some woman that works at like DC actually message me, and she was like, hey, like, I would love to bring you into the offices when you're ever in not DC, but if you're ever in LA. And I was like, are you serious? So I've been messaging back and forth. She's like, right now there's restrictions, but you know, whenever they get lifted, I'm gonna let you know right away.
That would be crazy.
And she's like getting posters for me. I'm like, and this is all because I'm cosplaying. Like, you never know who I might go and meet whenever I get there. You're just
like dressing up like your favorite character and getting recognized for it.
And having fun.
Literally.
Yeah, so crazy. But anyways, so I was talking to this classroom. Mm-hmm. They were in elementary school. I don't remember, maybe like first, second grade.
Kids.
Yeah, kids. And the teacher wanted me to talk about college. And I have some mixed
You're like, you really want me to talk about this right now?
feelings about talking about going to college, because I actually don't think that everybody needs to go to college. I don't think it's for everyone. I went to college. I don't think I actually needed to go to college. I am glad I went, because I also played volleyball and pursued one of my passions, but I don't think it's for everyone, unless, you know, you're a doctor.
I would that you need to do. Like, yeah. I actually have this conversation with my boyfriend, because he's like, college was the best years of my life. I'm like, you played football. Like, you had a dedication to be there. You had like,
where did he play?
He played Hawaii, University of Hawaii. But it's like, okay, so first of all, you're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Second of all, like, you just kind of like got through your classes to be able to play the sport that like you felt was your life calling. That's, of course, college was amazing for you.
I don't even want to talk about the male athletes, because some of them, I mean, some of them got everything done for them. Like, the tutors did their homework. Girls would be lining up to, you know, do dirty things to them. And it's just like, it was so easy for them. They were treated like gods. It was a completely different scenario.
Like, of course you loved fucking college. You were treated like royalty, I'm sure.
Yeah, so of course you did. But so I was talking to this class, and teacher was having me talk about this, and I was asking, you know, the kids, you know, what do you want to do? What do you want to be when you grow up? And I was hearing the kids like, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a dentist, you know, all these little things. And then there's this little boy, and he had a Batman shirt on, and he goes, I want to be Batman. And everybody in the class laughed at him. Everyone. And when this boy said this, my heart sunk to my chest, because I had the same feeling that I feel like that little boy had when I was in high school in Indiana. I was at a baccalaureate dinner, which is like the top 10 in percentile of like your classmates, you know, the good grades. I was a nerd. And yeah, I was. And everyone was saying what they wanted to be and being called up and recognized. And I want to be a Victoria's Secret angel. Which is true. If that was still a thing, like, I would love to be a Victoria's Secret angel. No shame in my game. And when they said that, everyone laughed at me. And it kind of made me think, like, why does nobody here believe that I can actually be a Victoria's Secret angel? Like, why is that so far-fetched that everyone has to laugh at me?
Literally.
And so when that little boy got laughed at, I had the same feeling, and I immediately was like, no, like, you can still be Batman. You can, you know, you can dress up and go on Hollywood Boulevard and take pictures with people. You can act in a movie. You can work at Universal. You can cosplay for fun and make a TikTok and get sponsored posts. You can make a whole YouTube channel where you act out different things. Like, you can be Batman.
In whatever way that means for you, yeah.
Right. And so after that, I love Wonder Woman. I've already cosplayed a few times as Wonder Woman, just to take like some pictures here and there, some photo shoots. And it made me realize, like, the whole reason I feel like I became Miss Indiana again was to be the voice I wish I heard. And like, this little boy had such an impact on me. I was like, you know what? Screw it. Like, I'm gonna start
Wonder Woman.
I'm gonna be Wonder Woman. I'm gonna show all these people, because even the teacher laughed.
Oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm gonna show all these people that I can be Wonder Woman. People can make fun of me. People can say it's stupid. People can ridicule me, but I'm going to be successful. I worked my ass off for this account for about 4 months. Within 4 months, I grew it to 700,000 followers on TikTok.
That's insane.
I kind of stopped doing it because I got busy, but I did it, and I could make money off that. And that little boy can make money. And whoever's listening to this, if you want to do something, you can make money. You have to put a lot of time in it. I mean, I went live like every day.
Oh my God.
And then I spent like 1 to 2 hours like editing these videos I was posting. So I was putting in a lot of work.
Yeah, you were putting up crazy videos. Like,
yeah,
I'm talking about videos where you're like, how did she edit that?
Yeah. It was
There's
a lot.
like, I don't know how to use TikTok like that.
It was a lot, but I was like, I don't know. I felt like I was doing it for not just me, but like for all the people that are dreamers out there and all the people that are made fun of for their dreams. And that's probably the weirdest thing to be doing is like dressing up as somebody else. People, like even my family were a little like, what are you doing? I had a friend that I considered one of my best friends at the time. I actually no longer talk with this person, but they were like, what are you doing? I don't really understand the whole Wonder Woman thing. I think it looks tacky. And they had said some other slight things previously in our relationship. And I had some of my other friends say, hey, like, I don't know if this person's really for you. And them saying that made me realize they weren't.
They were not for you.
Yeah.
They were not a rider.
No. And so I was like, I don't want to communicate with this person that's going to hold me back. And I mean, I was talking to them every day.
Oh, shit.
And they were just feeding me negative thoughts every day. And I didn't even realize it until my friends were telling me that. And they're like, hey, you really need to look into like your relationship with this person. Like, I care about you. I love you. And I don't think it's the best for you. And I was like, whatever, the first time. And then the second time I was like, okay.
You kind of have to like pay attention.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of like the like glass like has been broken and you like see it.
I see it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Damn.
yeah.
But also I feel like you're not just like, when you dress up as a superhero, you're not really just like dressing up as another person. You're like dressing up as what that person symbolizes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not necessarily like anyone can like wear armor. Like there's plenty of gladiator outfits for women or men or whatever. Like there's plenty of ancient Greek outfits. Like, but it's what Wonder Woman symbolizes that you're necessarily dressing up as.
And it symbolizes so much to me. I think people probably don't realize it, but it's like, it's honestly like women empowerment to me. It's like every woman in their own right is a Wonder Woman. Like think of all the shit that we have to go through as women. Like it's insane.
Lord Jesus.
And I would think a lot of guys think the same thing. Like whenever they hear us or start dating us or like see what we're going through, they're like,
oh my God.
They're like, oh wow, this is a lot. Oh wow, you have to deal with that. Oh wow, you have to birth a child. Oh wow, it's harder for you to have orgasms. Oh wow, it's all these things. And it's like, yeah, like we're busting our balls. And also people have kids, like don't even get me started if people have kids and they're doing everything.
And now my thing is like, before it was just like, okay, what women are in the house. And that's like the only place they were expected to excel. But now it's like, okay, be a working woman, but still be the woman that's excelling in the house.
And be the one that's taking care of the man.
Yes.
We're expecting
even though
all
you're
those
going
roles.
to work now too, like him, for the same amount of hours, and you're both getting home at the same time.
Yeah.
But you're still supposed to take care of him because he's had a hard day of work.
Yeah.
There's just like a very big change that's happening of like women very much stepping into making their own money and like running shit kind of.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, like running the men. Like no one should be running anyone.
No.
But like
Equal.
Like maybe you can cook tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe you can tuck the kids in tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe anything.
Yeah.
You can be helpful in the same aspect.
It's a give and take. Like lately, the men I've been dating have like been making me dinner.
That's
and
nice.
I'm like not even the one that's like in the kitchen.
I'm like, that's okay. I like that.
And she's like, hey boo, can you hear this?
Oh no, my man can cook. He can definitely throw
Okay.
down. He's very helpful. He's a very helpful man.
I like the term throw down.
He can throw down in all aspects.
I knew that's where I was about to go.
I'm like, it doesn't take long for me to get there if I'm talking about him. So let's get off that subject before this becomes an X-rated conversation.
Yeah. I'm gonna finish up my little statement. We're gonna move on
Yes, we
because
don't talk about Wonder Woman now.
Tori's like skirt. Oh my gosh! But it embodies that, and it shows people that social media is not real. I'm not actually Wonder Woman. I'm just portraying it. I'm playing a role. Everyone on social media is playing a role. That's not their day-to-day life.
No.
You don't know how curated it is. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. In the pageant world, the Miss USA of 2019 killed herself recently by jumping off a 36-story building in New York City.
Oh my God.
And this was a girl or woman whose life I idolized. I thought she had it all together. I thought she had the total package. I remember when I was getting ready for Miss USA, I would constantly look at her posts. I want to be like her name was Chesley. I want to be like Chesley. I want to be as put together as her. I want to be as fun, loving, outgoing, all these different things. I want a career like her. She was a host of E! She was able to do red carpets, all different kinds of amazing things. And I didn't realize she was so depressed the whole time.
And clearly no one did.
Yeah, no one did. You're right. And it was shocking to me, and it really gave me perspective of how fake social media actually is, because to have me actually idolize someone, like, I don't do that a lot. I'm not like, I even had to unfollow her because I was jealous of her. Like, I mean, I really was like, wow, she's everything.
Like,
and then
she has it all.
And then I wasn't emotional when I first heard the news, and then later that night it hit me, and I was like, it made me question a lot of things about myself and what I really wanted, because I'm so blessed that I have a very healthy mind that is very loving, and I feel loved, and I don't have these demons talking to me all the time.
Yep.
And I'm really appreciative of the life I have, and I wouldn't trade it for hers.
Yeah.
You know, looking back at it now, but I didn't know that. And at the time I thought I would have wanted to trade it.
I feel like a lot of people feel that way, especially when looking at like celebrities and like people that they idolize in the media or on social media. And I kind of had that realization because when I moved to LA, I started working catering like immediately as like in all the events, like, oh, like award shows, the like catered hour that they do for the celebrities before the show, before they all sit down. Like, I was doing that. Yeah. And I was like, wait, hold on. So I'm going out here and catering like to these people that I really idolize. It's like I moved to LA clearly wanting to be famous, like most people do. And they all look so miserable. And I'm having more fun with my friends in the back in catering, like with all like talking about our dreams and our goals and our aspirations and like where we want to be versus the people that are out there that have it. So that really made me sit back like, okay, so fame doesn't make you happy. No. Money doesn't make you happy. Like, what is going to make me happy? And, like, clearly those people haven't found that, because although they have acquired the fame and they have acquired the success and the money, you can just tell when people are unhappy, you know? Like, you can tell when, like, they're only like entertaining the conversation or they're only smiling for the photos and shit like that. But like anytime they don't think anyone's looking at them, which most people don't realize that serving staff is looking at you when other celebrities aren't looking at you. Like you look so depressed.
Wow, that hit me. That's good. And I want to talk about, and I feel like I talk about one of my exes so much, but I'm still healing from it. And
you gotta feel to heal.
I know. And he had everything, and I thought he was everything. I really liked him, and he would take me to like very nice places, very nice dinners, you know, travel. And then he did something that was really hurtful in a foreign country. Not like physically hurtful, but like emotionally hurtful. Like, I didn't deserve that. I didn't do anything to deserve what he did. And I was crying. And it made me realize, like, I would rather be in some motel in Texas with some guy making me laugh while we're making fun of, like, the broken bed, rather than being in this beautiful place in Barcelona crying. And that was a huge perspective moment as well.
It's not about the things. And, like, I think it's a Drake song. I wish you would learn to love people and use things and not the other way around. And I literally like, Drake's always he's fucking the Adele of rap music. I don't care what anyone says. Drake is always so sad and so broken up about some bitch. But like, there's some lines that stand out like that where I'm like, damn, like you really had a bitch use you for like that to come out of your mouth like that.
Wow.
And I just feel like that's definitely something that I had to get used to in LA. That's a very heavy undertone throughout LA, is people using people, which sometimes it's like the ecosystem where it's mutually beneficial, where like you're using someone that's also using you, and like it's not in a negative way, and you both benefit from the equal use of each other. Yes. But then you have transactional usage. But then you have the people that turn and burn people and that like aren't bringing anything to the table, or what they say they're bringing to the table they're not actually bringing to the table. And those are the people that like I really had to learn how to spot, because in New York, like, you don't say you can do something if you're not going to do it.
Don't even get me started
You
with
don't
LA.
say that you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. If it's
Yeah.
you say you're going to get something on Thursday, you're going to get it on Thursday at 5:00, like, not a minute later, because the courier is not going to be late, because, like, a New York minute, you could literally lose an entire job by being a minute late. Like,
Yeah.
New York does not play games. So I moved to LA and I was like, wait, but you said that you were going to do that. But I'm so, like, why would you say you were going to do that if you weren't going to do that? I'm just not understanding. Like, if you weren't going to do it, you could have just said you weren't going to do it and I would have been fine. But you said you were going to do it, so I was expecting you to do it. And then the day after it was supposed to be done, you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. I'm like,
Yeah, that's something
I could have done that shit myself. I could have done it myself. If you would have just told me 2.5 weeks ago that you weren't going to do it, I would have done it myself.
Oh my gosh, it's like you're inside my brain right now.
That's because that happens to anyone that's on their fucking hustle. You wind up associating with people that make it sound like they're on their hustle, and you have to realize that, like, some people just do a really good job of talking about the hustle.
Talking about the hustle. And there's a ton of lazy people out here. That's what I've noticed.
But they're the best at talking about the
They
hustle,
are.
because that's all they have.
I don't
They
ever-
have no hustle. So all they have is the hustle talk. That's all you hear is, like, what they're about to do or trying to do. That's, oh my God, I'm trying to do blah, blah, blah. I'm about to do blah, blah, blah. What are you doing right now, though?
I never talk about my successes. So whenever people feel the need to over-express their successes
Run
to
down
me,
their accolades.
I'm like, do they not feel like they're worthy enough to be talking to me right now? Or what insecurities are they really dealing with? Because for me, it's not my first thing to go up and tell people about my followers, about my career, about my successes.
Well, it's because you know that you have, like, a likable, genuine, like, dope personality. So, like, that
Gosh, the
doesn't,
compliments.
like,
I'm blushing.
that doesn't that doesn't give you the only confidence that you have to walk into a room. It's not like you sit on your followers, or it's
That's
like
true.
You know that the only reason that people want to talk to you is because you were Miss Indiana or because you have followers. Like, you know that regardless of before that, like, people wanted to still chill and be around you. So
Yeah.
you're like, that just added to my, like, story and my person.
Yeah.
It's not my entire story. There's, like, people that literally no one wanted to talk to them, and they were, like, bullied heavily, and all they have is their online persona. And those are the people that are like,
Oh, wow.
imagine.
I didn't even think about this, because I honestly ride a lot of my stuff on my personality. Like, I get a lot of work not because of the way I look, but because people are like,
You're dope as hell.
they're like, we like your energy. And I'm like, wow, I've been invited to so many things just because people are like, we like your energy. It's not like a transactional, like, physical thing. People are like, no.
That's all arsenic trips were, was we
Yeah.
like your energy.
Yeah, they're like, yo, your energy's sick. And I'm like, all right, cool.
I'll be there.
Yeah. And it felt really good to not just feel like people wanted me because of the way I looked.
Yeah.
So it was actually interesting going back and being Miss Indiana.
It's like solely, like, not solely, but like majority about looks.
Yeah, to a lot of people it is. To me, I was like, I didn't understand why people were getting so hung up on it. And, you know, some of the girls, it's like a 50-50. Some of them are amazing. Some of them are really not.
What's your most catty diva story? Who
Oh.
you don't have to name names, but what was the biggest bitchiest situation that you were like, damn, I'm really in, like, a classic cliche beauty queen pageant shit right now.
Man. Oh.
Like, this is the moment that they write about in movies. This is my insatiable moment.
This is so it's funny how everyone's true colors come out after Miss USA, after the big competition, right? And I got third runner up, so I did pretty well. And I had a girl message me, but I also butchered my last answer. So I was doing pretty well, and then I was like, all right, I'm not winning this. But it was okay. I don't think it was meant for me. And I'm actually glad I didn't win, looking back and seeing stuff that happened. You want to answer that?
It's my boyfriend.
Oh, it's her man's. But honestly, the cattiest thing was somebody messaged me after Miss USA and told me I didn't deserve to have the place I got because I was so new and they had been working to become Miss USA for 10 years, and that was just my first year.
I didn't realize it was based on longevity.
Well, that's why. I mean,
Stupid.
Yeah, I mean, it was just crazy. I had a few other girls like send me things about your answer embarrassed us. You looked stupid. So pretty much they changed.
What was your answer?
My first one was good. It was like mic drop. Like everyone was like, she just won. And then the second one, they changed it this year. It wasn't a question. So usually they do a question. Everybody answers the same question, which I would have loved because I love just comparing.
Yeah.
I'm so competitive.
Yeah.
But the last one, it was a topic and talking about a topic for, I think, 30 seconds to like no time. And I got climate change. And I went,
oh, God.
So much to talk about. Way too much to talk about.
So much to talk about. And not only like so much to talk about, but so many people could get angry with whatever you say.
Yeah. So I went
about climate change.
I went every direction. I said, we can reduce, reuse, recycle. And then also, I think there's some legislative that needs to be done. And then I said, but like, do your part. And then I was like, I'm going all over the place. And I like, do your thing, girl. I don't even know. I snapped. And then I was like, and that's what I would do as Miss Indiana USA. And I was like,
what would I do though?
I was like, I mean, as Miss USA. And I just smiled and was like,
have you TikToked watching yourself do this yet? You should like stitch yourself watching yourself do it and be like,
that's actually a funny
like
idea.
Reacting to
that's honestly, if I had like the first question, because the first question was like, I think like 80% of Americans cannot pass the citizens test. Why do you think that is? And I was like, I think a lot of people are entitled. They think just because they live in this country, they have every right to be here. And that's not the case. I think it's important that we set up our country, know the history that happened. And I think a good example is the Black Lives Matter movement, and not everybody understanding why people are upset.
I just thought of another good thing for you to do on TikTok.
What?
You should get the questions from the citizenship test and go around and ask them to regular American citizens and see what people answer.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Be like,
That'd be
hi
fun.
guys, I'm Miss Indiana and I'm here to ask you some questions about America. You seem to love America in your Trump hat. Please tell me, do you know the answer to this question? And I guarantee you no one will fucking know.
No.
No one knows any of the questions.
Have you seen those videos where it's like, show me where, I don't know, we'll say, show me where London is. And then people will point to like Asia. Like they have no concept of where different things are.
Geography, all types of off.
I mean, I'm not amazing at it, but like at least.
But I definitely know, like, I know my way around. Like if you're
things.
like, where's Bolivia? I probably don't know. But like,
Yeah.
I know where London is for sure.
Yeah. Or like, I don't know. I think someone said it, even a state, and they put it over in like Europe. Like they had no idea.
Well, it's like if you sat down right now, like most people can't sit down and write out all 50 states.
Yeah, that'd be hard. I have to do the song like Alabama, Alaska,
There's a
Arizona,
song.
Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana. Yeah,
I didn't know there was a song.
there's a song. Yeah, it goes through all the states, and then sometimes it goes into the 15 original colonies. Shout 'em, scout 'em, tell all about 'em in the USA.
This is when you go to school in the middle of America.
This is some Midwest stuff.
In New York, we had a class called 16 where we called 16-year-olds around the world and asked them what their day-to-day life was like.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I actually really like
I don't
that.
know what all 50 states are, but I know what it's like.
I mean, I think that's better though.
It's cool as hell.
Because you
I'm
get more
not upset about
exposed.
it. Yeah, like we literally were talking to kids in different countries that were like, I get up and like do such and such. It was literally like the show on freaking do you remember when Disney Channel would go to the different countries and talk to the kids?
It was like the commercial breaks. They do that stuff. Yeah,
It was literally like that. They probably got the idea from that.
Okay.
Thinking about it, but it was literally my favorite class. I had so much fun in that class.
Yeah.
I made at the end of it, we had all these projects where we had to like tackle a topic in society that was an issue. And I was like, you know what's an issue? The double standard.
Of course.
So clearly I've been on this shit for a while now.
How old were you? How old was this?
I was 16.
Oh, okay.
I was 16 and I was like, you know what? I have a question for everyone. What is the word for a male slut? And
I would say a whore. A man
but that's
whore.
still man whore.
What is a bastard?
That is a man born out of wedlock, a son born out of wedlock.
Oh, that sucks. That's offensive because I feel like a lot of people are born out of wedlock.
That's why
nowadays.
it's so offensive, because technically you don't get any inheritance because all the money comes from the man and you're not technically legitimately
Like
your father's son.
The rightful. No.
Yeah. Like literally entire kingdoms were given to like the second kid because of shit like that being found out.
This is like, it reminds me of Jon Snow.
Literally shit like that.
Poor guy.
So I basically made this entire presentation around all the words that exist in the English language to describe like a sexually promiscuous or explicit woman. And there's not a single word for a man that is like sexually promiscuous. That doesn't involve like the female word being changed to fit the man. Like you can say like a man whore, like a man slut, but like it's still like it just has man in front of it of a female word. Like there's no word for like a guy that's promiscuous.
Yeah, I've never really thought about that. I have thought about like the double standard, but I've never thought about
like what do you call a guy that sleeps around a lot?
Well, I just told you, a man whore.
Exactly. Or a fuckboy now. Now I guess that's like the term that's been like granted, but it's still
that's different because you can still get around and not be that.
Exactly.
You can still be nice and get around.
Exactly. So there's no like real word other than man whore, which is that my phone? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's your timer. I turned mine on silent. I was like,
there goes my phone completely down.
Yeah. Bye.
I literally like I went around my school asking people this, like making people embarrassed as shit, like asking people like
I can see you enjoying this so much, being like, hey, I can see you like shoving someone against the locker and
Dude.
being like, do you know?
I was so aggressive with it too, and I was like allowed to get out of class to like go around and
You
do
were
this.
allowed? Oh, because this was your project.
This is my project.
What did your professor say or your teacher say about this? They were like, I love it.
My teacher was a feminist lesbian that was so for my fucking project.
All right, this explains a lot.
She was like, yes, girl, go out into the school. Go ask everyone the questions. I'm like, yeah, I fucking got this. I'm up in people's faces like, so what did your parents think when you told them you lost your virginity?
Well, were there some people that were like, I haven't yet?
There was no boy that would admit that he hadn't yet. And I thought that was just as like interesting in itself. There were girls that I knew these bitches were damn right fucking their boyfriend this morning before they got to school. And they'd be like, well, I didn't tell my parents anything because I'm a virgin. I'm waiting for marriage. I'm like,
wow. It is so bizarre to hear. Like, I have a few guy friends that are actually virgins, but
what of them talk about it?
multiple of them. I have 3 guy friends that
And
I know
like,
of.
they're like openly talking about it.
To me, they are. I don't know about to other people.
I'm talking about like to other men. Because when a girl is a virgin, it's assumed that it's her choice. When a guy is a virgin, it's assumed that it's female's choice to not fuck him.
They do. You're right. Yeah.
Because everyone knows, like, if you're a girl, you could literally walk outside. Like, you could walk outside right now and stand on that corner, and I guarantee you within 20 minutes, just because there's, like, not much foot traffic, not because it would take you 20 minutes. If you were
thanks.
Hollywood Boulevard,
Thanks for reassuring.
15 seconds, not even. You could just put your hand up, and you'd get dick. But, like, guys, it's a lot harder for
Mom,
them.
I hope you're not listening to this. God.
I'm saying
Hi.
she could. She didn't,
not.
but she could.
Yes.
She doesn't have 100,000 people following her because of her big toe, okay? She's hot. Jesus Christ.
Oh, goodness.
Man, because the Wonder Woman's not a sex symbol.
It is a symbol of femininity. It's, I think there was...
Do you actually know the history of Wonder Woman and why she has her rope and everything? It was for BDSM because that is what the man that created it was into.
Wow.
If you look at a lot of the early comics, there is a lot of BDSM behavior and like punishment with like paddling and stuff.
Oh.
And like the lasso of truth was literally like she was tying men up with the lasso of truth like a dominatrix.
Okay, well, this is unsettling, but I'm still gonna... I'm still gonna cosplay as Wonder
You're
Woman.
like, a kid made me Wonder Woman. I'm like, the BDSM background of Wonder Woman is like this. But like, no, low-key, I love Wonder Woman. Like,
Yeah.
my dad was not into sports. He was not into anything like that. My dad read comic books.
Heck yeah. Does he like
That
Marvel better than DC?
He loves Marvel more than DC.
Yeah, I figured.
But he loves Wonder Woman.
Exactly.
And literally would like buy me like sculptures and shit. Like he forced me to love Wonder Woman. I had no choice, but like who wouldn't love Wonder Woman?
She stands for a strong woman.
She does. And like men aren't supposed to touch her.
Yeah, no, they can't. Like
Literally.
it's literally in her control. It's not the men's control. And that's why it's like it's sexy, because it's like you don't have a say, I do.
And you want to know what also is the situation around Wonder Woman, which I think is pretty fucking dope, is the creator said that he would never create another person in the DC universe that could ever be stronger than Wonder Woman. She's the strongest one in the whole universe.
Superman is stronger than her.
Not technically.
What do you mean?
Technically, he's an alien.
Oh, okay. So he's not in the universe.
He's not a person.
He's not a person. Okay. She's not. She's a demigod.
And I'm pretty sure there are some comic books. I would have to fact check with my father or Janice, but I'm pretty sure there are some comic books where they do fight.
Oh yeah, there are.
And
they also win their lovers sometimes.
There's lovers sometimes, but sometimes he does not win. So
would love to see that comic. Would love to do a like story time with that comic.
Literally, oh my God, I've literally been telling Janice she should find a partner and do like a comic book podcast or like some type of like review thing on like DC and like comic books and all the movies that are coming out. You should literally do it with her, and she should dress up like a fucking superhero, and you should dress up like Wonder Woman. Dude, and you guys should review.
This sounds way too fun, and I just don't have enough time.
Like my day needs more hours.
I'm like, why are you telling me this? Like,
because it would be so fucking cool, because you guys both know so much about this shit. If I knew this much about comics, like I just love them. Like I just love superheroes and I love the movies, but I like don't know all the way into the backstories and shit like my dad and Janice does. So like if I did, I would so fucking do that.
I also love the community.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Like just I describe myself. I think a good word to describe me is derpy. Right? Like a little bit of a dork, you know. And everyone else is so derpy.
You're like every guy's best friend that like he like low-key wants to fuck.
Again, Mom, I'm sorry. But kind of, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I've noticed that.
You're definitely not like the friend that they are like your friend zone, babe. Like it's okay. It's good. It's all right. They're like, damn, I wish she was into me. I guess I'll just like bond with her on these things we relate on. But she's so fucking cool because she likes the things I like. I guess we'll just be friends.
It's painful how accurate this statement is. I was talking to somebody. I was like, I really need to get more girlfriends. One of my 2022 New Year's resolutions is to get more girlfriends because I have a lot of guy friends. Like it's just, I can relate to them with a lot of things. They communicate the same way, just direct, short, sweet, to the point. There's no drama.
Because you're a sports girl.
Yeah,
that's how sports girls are.
Yeah, but I'm trying to do better. I'm trying.
You're like, I don't do like the stupid bullshit. Well, that's why we literally bonded, because I was like, no, I'm pretty direct. And you're like, I'm direct as fuck. I was like, I don't know how to like not just say what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
because like that's what the fuck it is.
Exactly. I got this new job, and I think within like, I think it was actually the second or third day, my boss, we were in a group chat, and some guy went back around to talk about something we talked about 2 days ago. And I'm like, no, we're done talking about that. And I was kind of like, and then we were supposed to like move forward with it. And he's like, still complaining. And I was pretty much like, I can do your job for you if you don't want to. Like, just let me know, but I need to get the ball rolling. And my boss was like, you're kind of being rude. Like, you're kind of being mean. And I'm like, I don't understand why there's all this pity patty when we can just be direct and like get things done.
Literally.
And so I like told the guy, I was like, hey, sorry, I'm just like trying to work on.
You took that the wrong way.
Yeah, I was like, I'm trying to work on more fluffy words to make other people feel better.
I'm sorry that I didn't pad my words to not affect your ego, but
it's so true. Like even talking with people, like setting stuff up, like me in person, like me over text, it's not a good representation. Like I feel like text message should be short, sweet, to the point. I'm not over here trying to hear a paragraph. You can call me if you want to say a paragraph.
Literally.
And so
FaceTime me.
Yeah. And so, hi, how are you? Oh, hi, I'm good. Oh, great. And then it's like we get into the thing. It's like, no, I'm gonna send you this. And I've had people that are like, you're actually like not perceiving yourself accurately because of the way you're messaging. And I'm like, okay, should I put more smiley? My therapist is like, maybe put more smiley faces. She's like, and also ask people how they're doing before you communicate with them.
Yeah, I have to do that. I have to like, because I'll just be like, hey, where'd you find those chips from the other day? Can you send me the link to them on Amazon? When I'm supposed to be like, hey, beautiful, like, how you doing? Like, hope everything's great. Do you remember when we were eating chips the other day at that picnic? They were so good. Do you mind shooting me over that link we talked about? That's so much fucking longer. That's when I'm like, I'm just going to voice memo this and be like, yo, bitch, what the fuck's good? Where are the chips? So you can know that, like, my dry tone is me, like, being myself.
Right.
Not me being like, send me link for chips. I need to eat them now.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, bitch, send me the chips.
And when I'm texting, I actually like hardly ever type on my phone like this. It's always like voice to text. So not only is it direct, but it's also like terrible misspelling typing as well. And I look like a degenerate.
So basically, the synopsis of you is you need you in real life.
Yeah.
You'll either get a beauty queen or Wonder Woman or a bit of a bitch. A sassy bitch.
Oh, you mean over text?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't see it that way though. The thing is
you're not trying to be that
not
way.
My intentions. It's how it's perceived by other people. It's misunderstood.
Which, if you think about it, if we're gonna get like into it psychologically, that's just the way they're hearing it.
That's on them, not me. I know.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that.
That's if you think that I'm being mean to you and I'm not being mean to you, that's you being mean to yourself.
Yeah.
Because I did not say anything.
Yeah. It's a little bit of insecurity, I would say. Or entitlement.
Not liking being talked to like so directly.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just used to sports. Like, you know, we would.
That's saying you're a sport girl, bro.
Yeah. We would get on the road. It's like, yo, get this. Oh, I got it. Bet. Who's got this? I got it. Like, it's just so direct. Like, do A, B, C, and like, then kill. It's like, all right, A, B, C, kill. Next.
Literally.
It's not like, hey, Alexis, would you be okay with running a slide and then possibly hitting it into the court and scoring? No, it's
telling
like
you what to do.
It's like score. Just one word. That's all you need to hear.
Yeah.
Score. Get it in. Okay. Like, I don't need anything else. Just a few words and I'll do it.
What phase of your life do you think shaped you the most to be the person you are right now?
Ooh. I think my 16 years volleyball coach. Her name was Melissa Stark. I love her. She's one of my role models as well. She was the first person that pulled me aside. Also, I've been like very similar to how I am now for a very long time. So there hasn't.
I feel that same.
Yeah. So there hasn't been much like, wow, you've changed so much. It's like same old Letty. I'm so happy to see that.
Literally.
Like I've had so many people that are like, don't ever change. Like, please don't change. Like people that I've dated, they're, you know, and it ends and they're like, if I can tell you anything, like just keep being you. And I take that personally. Like that's a huge compliment. And
that's the biggest. It's not me. It's not you. It's me.
Yeah.
Like I know I'm fucked up. You stay exactly the same before I damage you any further. I'm gonna go.
No. But she pulled me aside and she was like, you're different. And I was kind of like, what do you mean I'm different? You know, like this lanky girl. And she was like, you already know who the fuck you are. Like, she cussed all the time. She's like, you already know who the fuck you are, Letty. Like, nobody else fucking knows. And, like, she's just like, you are who you are. Like, you're going to be successful not because, like, you're better, but because you just believe in yourself and you don't care what other people think. And I was like, whoa. And she's like, so don't ever stop. Like, don't ever care what people think. She's like, just do you. And she's like, and you're going to do great things. And I was like, oh, wow. But she also taught me to work hard. She like broke everyone down on our team. Me and another girl were the only two people on our team that didn't cry that year. I mean, she would put you through the ringer, like make you run until you puke, make you do all this crazy stuff. But it was just like making me mentally tough, like callousing my brain to take hardship on and not be damaged from it or not be traumatized or not back down.
How to take like constructive criticism and not be like actually like folded by it.
Yeah. And she really taught it. You know what she taught us the most? How to fail. She's like, I want you to fail. I want you to get this wrong. Then you'll know that doesn't work. Then you know that doesn't work. Then you know that doesn't work. Now you know how to make it work every time because you know
all the things that don't work.
It's like what is it? Albert Einstein. Not Albert Einstein. Who was the guy with the key? The key, electricity. Thomas Edison. What did he do? Some crazy amount of experiments until he finally got it.
That's anyone that's successful you hear about. Like anytime they get interviewed, they're like, I was fucking up so hard. I was at the lowest I had ever been. I was broke. I was this. No one believed in me. And I just believed in myself. And I had this idea. And then I gave this idea everything I had.
Yeah. And that was like, that was the same thing. It was someone that pulled me aside, and she just believed in me, not for, just for who I was.
Yeah.
As a person, as a mindset, as someone who, I'm a tryhard. Like I am. Like people used to make fun of me all the time in high school for being a tryhard. Like
Teacher's pet.
no, I was not a teacher's pet. I was a tryhard. It's very different. Very different.
You're like, do not get it confused.
No. I'm not sucking up to any teacher, because half the time, some of them were not the most intelligent. Anyways.
No, for real though. I definitely felt more intelligent than the teacher sometimes.
Some of them, it was just it. Anyways, but I did study a lot, and I wanted to make good grades. It was very important to me. It was a competitive thing. I wanted to make good grades, better grades than everybody else. It was. I mean, my whole life is like a competition, which is like healthy and not unhealthy.
It's also how you got into sports, probably.
How I got
into pageants.
Yeah. How I got into sports, pageants. Like people are like, "How'd you do so well?" And I'm like,
I'm competitive.
And I studied pageantry so much leading up to Miss USA. You have no idea. People think that I just went and won it and won. No, we watched film in volleyball all the time. Before every game, we watched film. Even like during the weeks leading up to it, not like the day before, we were watching film all the time. How to get better. We were watching ourselves, how to make ourselves better. So I was watching film all the time, and I learned how to do that through volleyball, and it just translated to pageantry.
Yeah.
And so it's like all these things I learned through volleyball have like made me who I am today.
Literally.
Yeah.
What is the biggest advice you would give to someone that is trying to break out of their shell and like just do the thing that they feel like they should be doing? They're getting the signs, but they just need that little extra belief in themselves.
Gosh, this sucks. But at the end of the day, you have yourself. And this is a motto that I've lived by for a while now, because people come and go. I do have great friends that love me and support me in everything I do, but they're not there when I wake up every day. They're not there when I go to bed. They're not there when I'm crying alone and nobody knows I'm sad. I am. They're not the one who looks in the mirror and can say something positive or say something negative. I am. And it's really about what you want for yourself, and it doesn't matter anybody else. And I think a lot of people hold themselves back because they think they're unworthy, or they come up with some excuse. And at the end of the day, like, it's all on you. I can't depend on like, hey, I want to do this, Tori. Like, can you do it with me? Like, we can do a co-host thing, or we can do this, or like, I don't know, do you think I should do this? And I rely on you to give me my yes or no. Like, yeah, maybe give me some advice, but at the end of the day, I make the decision for myself. And I think I love this quote that's like, if you want something bad enough, you'll make it happen. You won't make excuses. And so many people would rather make excuses than make it happen. I wanted to start my YouTube channel 5 years ago. I didn't start it until last year because I kept coming up with excuses. It's not ready. I'm not good enough. I'm not good at editing. I'm not this. I'm not that. And it was me. At the end of the day, it was me holding myself back. And I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to just do this. And it's been going great. And I was so afraid for all that time. And I'm like, wow, I wish I would have gone back and like done that.
Literally.
And so I think the best advice is like not to rely on other people supporting you, but rely on yourself and knowing that you will get it done. And I think it's important to not worry about the end goal, but worry about doing something, even if it's nothing. Like on YouTube, I post a short video every day.
Oh my God.
Every day. I mean, I have so many from TikTok and different things. Like I have an archives that I can use. But if I do something small every day, like I don't have to post and edit a whole 10-minute video every week, every day.
No.
But something small, and it grows and it grows. I had a viral video and I shot up, 40,000 followers on YouTube.
Wow.
And I was like, I didn't know I could do this.
I
didn't realize like if I just tried something small, I could make big strides eventually.
Literally.
And I think people get confused with the end goal versus the small steps it takes to get there, because they're just looking at the big picture and they're forgetting that small things add up to big things.
100%. So if anyone's looking for you online, Lete, where do they find you?
Oh, girl, you can find me all types of No, I'm kidding. Well, no, yeah, kidding. But not. You can find me a lot of places, actually. I'm like, wait, where am I going with this? Yes, you can. You can find me. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Lil Lete, Lillete. And I also have a Wonder Woman account, which is Wonder Woman No One Asked For. Because I want it to be funny and like do funny Wonder Woman
That's
things. Because they're like,
hilarious.
why are you doing this? I'm like, no one asked for it. You're welcome. Like, I don't know. I thought it was fun.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
And then the last thing is I have a podcast myself, and it's called The Crypto Cast. I'm getting into cryptocurrency.
Ooh.
It's a journey of me learning with a crypto research expert to understand
so
it.
cool.
So everybody can understand it as I'm understanding it. It's like as if you're in the seat asking the expert the questions you want to know.
That's dope as hell. As per usual, I am Tori212 Green on all social media platforms. Tea with Tori podcast on Instagram. And if you are listening, please, I always forget this one because I'm
subscribe, 5-star rating. If it's not 5-star, you don't even need to leave the review. Just tell
don't
one
do
of
it
your
if it's not
friends.
5-star.
Yeah.
If you're watching, like, comment, and subscribe, bitches. I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.
Bye.